Hey, fifth grade. I'm out on an evening walk enjoying this nice weather and thought I'd take you along with me. You are ready for lesson 13, our last lesson about poetry. So let's do some quick review about what you've already learned. We learned that poetry has some things that make it special. One of those things is figurative language. Okay, poetry uses special language that stirs the emotions. Another thing that makes poetry special is that it has rhythm and rhyme. Now, rhythm is a repeated pattern of sound, and rhyme is when words have similar ending sounds. Okay, you've talked about simile. That's an example of a figure of speech, and remember, simile uses like or as. You've talked about Bible poetry and how Bible poetry does not rhyme like poetry we think of. It doesn't have similar ending sounds, but it has rhyming thoughts, and that's when they have similar thoughts or contrasting thoughts, or completing one thought, completing another thought. So those are some kinds of Bible poetry. And today you're looking at poetry in music. And we probably don't think about it, but actually a lot of songs are poems that are that have music put to them. Especially if you look at old hymns, a lot of them have is a poem, and you can find the rhyme and often the rhythm to it as well. Some of the newer music is what I would call a free verse poem. It doesn't have free verse poetry doesn't have a rhyming pattern. The words don't have to rhyme, but they do have poetic language. Okay, so a lot of newer songs would be what I'd call free verse poem, but if you look especially at older songs like hymns that you would sing at church, a lot of them have a rhyme pattern that you can find. So if you, as an extra thing, if you have a songbook or think of a hymn that you like, write it down and see if you can pick out what the rhyme pattern is. Alright, so find your favorite song that you might sing at church and write it down, and then find the rhyme pattern. And poetry and singing is very nice because it helps you remember things easier. Poems are often easier to memorize than other writing, and singing a poem makes it even easier to even easier to memorize. So that's why poems are nice, and that's why singing is nice. It helps us remember, and especially songs about God, we can remember those, and they can be an encouragement to us in a hard time. So that is your lesson 13 on poetry and music and poetry. And I hope you're having a great time, fifth grade. Hopefully you're able to get out and enjoy some of this nice weather we've been having. And I just want you to know I'm thinking of you.